Hey guys, so welcome to my September plan with me. So this is for my reading journal, and in September I'm participating in the Bratz readathon. I just uploaded my TBR to my booktube channel. Yeah, it's a really fun readathon that is going through the month of September. So of course I had to do my theme around Bratz, and I did do a Bratz theme in August and then I found out about this readathon. So I didn't mean to do 2 Bratz themes in a row, but I had to participate in this readathon. So I did try to do it slightly different to my August spreads, and I feel like they do look quite different, so I'm still really happy with them. So I hope you can enjoy this video, but yeah, let's just get into it. Okay, so of course we have the candle. So this is a candle I got a few years ago from the Melting Library. So I created the September title and the TBR title, as well as these lips in Procreate, and then I also just printed out some photos of jade to use in my spreads. Obviously these are really simple, but they will be available on my Patreon, which is linked below. But speaking of Procreate, this is the perfect time to talk about the sponsor of the video. So thank you so much to Skillshare for sponsoring this video. If you don't know, Skillshare is an online learning community for curious and creative people. So if you're looking to learn a new skill or enhance an existing skill, Skillshare is for you. They have classes on so many different topics, including illustration, journaling, graphic design, video editing, photo editing, and so much more. Skillshare classes include a combination of a video lesson and a class project, and they're made to fit any schedule because most classes are under 60 minutes with short lessons. So as I just talked about, I made some designs in Procreate. And when I first started using Procreate, I was like, what is going on? Because it can be pretty intimidating at first. But Skillshare have so many different classes on how you can master Procreate and really utilize all the different tools. And a class on Procreate that I recommend is Illustrating in Procreate, Drawing a Shareable Time-Lapse by Vashti Harrison, who was actually one of my favorite illustrators. So it's so cool that she has a class in there. And it's so cool to learn from people who you look up to and who are really experts in their field. So if you want to try Skillshare out for yourself, you can click the link in my description. Skillshare are giving the first 1,000 people who click that link 2 free months of the premium membership, and that means you get unlimited access to all of their classes and feedback from a community of millions. And if you want to continue your membership after the 2 months, it's really affordable, being less than $10 a month with the annual subscription, and that is really good, especially when you compare it to in-person classes. So yeah, click that link if you're interested. Thank you so much to Skillshare for sponsoring this video, and now back to the spreads. I don't actually have a printer in my new home yet, so I went back to my old house and used their printer to print this, and it's definitely not as good quality, because before that I would just go to Officeworks to print, because like I said, I don't have a printer yet in my new house. So I definitely noticed the quality difference because it's kind of dull. It doesn't look that bad in the camera, but in real life it's more dull, and I definitely prefer the quality of printing it out at Officeworks, but it's just such an effort. But I'm actually looking to get like an Epson printer for my house to print out stuff in my journals, and also, you know, just photos and stuff, but there's literally like no stock because of COVID and everything, so it's just taking ages, and they don't even know when it's going to come in. Like it could be like, you know, heaps more months, I don't know. So I think for now I'm just going to continue going to Officeworks to print my, you know, little designs. Anyway, so I'm using this pink crepe paper, and I always just keep like scraps and stuff that I get, you know, when I order stuff online. It usually comes wrapped in crepe paper or stuff like that. I always keep that stuff all together in a box. If you saw my setting up my desk video, you saw that. So yeah, this pink crepe paper I just got when I ordered something, and I'm just using that to create like a border, because like I said, I wanted it to be different than last month. Last month I did like a checkerboard print, which I really loved, but I didn't want to do that again because that's just repetitive. So I really like how this pink turned out. So yeah, I'm just adding that to the borders, and then I just have on the left my September title page, and then on the right my September TBR, including all the challenges. And if you don't know, the Bratz readathon is hosted by 8 people, so I will leave them all linked below, as well as the Bratz readathon Twitter if you want to participate. Basically they have the 4 different teams, so Team Jade, Team Chloe, Team Sasha, and Team Yasmin. So you can choose which team you want to be on, and each team has different reading prompts. So I chose Team Jade because she's my favorite. So yeah, on the right I just wrote all the reading prompts as well as the books that I'm planning to read for each prompt. And like I said in the intro, I did already film a TBR video on my booktube channel, so if you want to hear more about these books in depth, I will leave that video linked below. I also just added some washi tape. This holographic washi tape is from Officeworks, and then I also added some stars using some glitter glue, and then later on I also added some more washi tape on top, and the pink heart washi tape is from Durunaru on Etsy. Like always, I will leave as much as I can linked below, like all my supplies and stuff, so you can easily look into it if you want to get it for yourself. Okay, so now I'm working on my day's read spread. So this is where I track every day that I read physically and every day that I listen to an audiobook. So once again, I just put that pink crepe paper and I didn't line it up quite right, so it's a bit off on the right hand side, but it's fine. And then I use the same washi tape below. And I usually create a title and then use that title for each spread. So I use it for the title page and then I use it for days read and then September books read. But I decided to not do that this month. So I just used a white gel pen to write September. And then I ended up using this gold pen to write days read, but you really couldn't say it, so I decided to write physical and audio with my twin tone Tombow markers, using my pink one and my purple one, and then I added some stars again. And now I'm just creating the 30 boxes for every day of the month. And this is always like one of my least favorite parts, but it's also the most satisfying part to look back on when I'm editing. But yeah, so I asked in my TBR video, like, who is your favorite Bratz doll? But if maybe some of you don't watch my booktube channel and you just watch me here, I would love to know who your favorite Bratz is. I would love to know. So yeah, like I said, my favorite is Jade because she was like the first Asian doll that I ever saw, I think. So obviously that meant a lot to me and I was just like, oh my god. And then I also loved Chloe because we had the same name, even though it always bothered me that her name was spelled differently to me. But anyway, so yeah, I loved Bratz. I didn't watch the movies, I just played with the dolls, and then I also played Bratz Maiichis. It was so good. I literally loved it. It was basically kind of like a Sims thing. So you actually got this little like console thing and then you plugged it into the computer, and then there was this Bratz world that you could play in, and there were like houses and you could go in a car. It was so fun. Oh my god, I loved that game so much. And then my sister Penny accidentally broke it and it was like the worst day of my life. And then I kept asking for it for Christmas, like after it broke, and I never got it again. So that was such a sad moment. But yeah, that was one of my favorite games. Like I loved it. So if you played that game, I would love to know because I've never met anyone else who knows about that game. So now I'm just working on my September books read spread. So this is where I put all the books that I read in the month, and once again just using the pink crepe paper as well as the white gel pen, and I also added some of the gold stars too. Then I added this cutout of jade, and oh my gosh, I love the way that that looks. I feel like because it's the perfect cutout, it just looks so satisfying. And the final spread is favorite quotes of the month, favorite book of the month, and monthly stats. So on the left, I put my favorite quotes of books that I read in that month. And then at the end of the month, I decide which book I read was my favorite, and I put the cover there. And then monthly stats, I just track, you know, how many pages I read in that month and how many books I read. Then I decided to do this washi tape border for the quote spread, so I used that same washi tape once again, which by the way, I don't think I can link that because I don't think that's on the Officeworks website. It wasn't when I last checked, but I got it in store. But yeah, so those are my September spreads for the Bratz readathon. Like I said, I will link everything that I used in my description below. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. Leave a pink heart emoji if you watched till the end. And yeah, I hope you're having a good day or night, and I'll see you in my next video.